Yeah, I just want to wish Sam Houston State and Coach Hooten and those guys the best this season. There really has been kind of a teamwork in getting these games scheduled. A lot of these games went into relationships and just making sure both teams did the COVID protocols and the safety involved. So nobody will cheer harder for those guys than us this year. I really like their team. I think they'll compete for their conference championship. They'll be right there in the fight. They've got experience and good players, and we've all been on both ends of these type games. But the way those guys fought in the second half and basically outplayed us, I think is a direct relationship between Coach Hooten and what their program stands for. So lots of respect for those guys and wish them the best this season. I also want to thank again the crowd. 1 o'clock Friday game, we had nice attendance today. I appreciate everybody that's investing their time and money and supporting this year's team. 4:30 tip in Fort Worth on Sunday. It's my understanding tickets are still available in Fort Worth through the Dickey Center. So we hope the Red Raider Nation will come out and watch this year's team in the DFW area. We're proud to bring the team to Dallas twice this year, beginning Sunday at 4:30 at the Dickies.
Ryan, do you want to start us off? Mayville? We'll shift it up to Jarrett Johnson.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Kyler just mentioned the unselfishness on the team, the movement, the motion, everything, and that's really stood out to me in the first two games. What's allowed y'all to have those traits so early in the season?
Well, that's how we play. That's Texas Tech basketball. I'd like to think this is our 5th year here, and all of our teams play like that. These guys deserve the credit. No exhibition, no scrimmages, kind of a unique year to be playing the way they're playing right now. I think you got to give them the credit. There's a flow to the way we're playing and a trust factor. It's early. We're about to get into this next season, these 2 games, Houston and St. John's. We're going to learn a lot about our team through great competition. But I would agree with you that there's an unselfishness and a flow to our team right now it's fun to watch.
Speaking of Houston, what do you know? I know you're just coming off this game, but big game coming up in a couple of days. What do you know about Houston right now?
Yeah, you guys know me. I go one game at a time. But I do know a lot about Houston because of my friendship with Coach Sampson. Houston's always had the same identity, from coaches Washington State teams to Oklahoma championship teams in the Big 12, and now most recently at Houston championship program. They're going to play defense. They're going to rebound. They're going to be physical. They're going to play the game the right way. They're going to use the three-point shot. You've got to match their physical toughness. You got to match their mental toughness before the game ever starts, and we will. This is Texas Tech basketball too, so that's why I think it'll be a great game. In my opinion, 2 of the best teams in college basketball.
And then final one for me. You mentioned before the season that you felt like Mac McClung was one of the best players in college basketball. Obviously, he's had a couple of really good games. But has there been anything that he's brought to the team or shown you that surprised you?
No surprises with Mac. He's delivered. He told me exactly what we could depend on him to do, and he's delivering. And I hope that he feels the same way about me and our staff. I think we're trying to execute a plan. It's great for Texas Tech basketball and our team, and it's certainly great for Mac's future too, like we do with all our players. We want individual success to come through team victories, and Mac is delivering on what he said he would do when he came to Lubbock.
Thanks. Carlos?
Chris, just speaking on Mac, he's played 41 minutes, scored about 38 points. What's made him so efficient? And just from your eyes, I guess, just what has allowed him to get into that flow so quickly, as you said, with kind of this crazy year where you haven't had that chance to maybe get that chemistry?
Well, I don't want to speak for Mac, but I think he would probably tell you, first of all, it's about his teammates, his coaches, and his staff. They work really hard to set this thing up for him to be successful like all our other players. But I think his teammates are passing him the ball and screening for him. Secondly, I would tell you, I believe Mac's playing the game the right way. He's not forcing anything. He's trusting the offense. He's trusting his teammates. He's trusting himself. He came in here as a guy that has an edge second to none, but also a willingness to learn. He's a competitive guy, but he's not the guy that thinks he has all the answers. I mean, he's the kind of guy you want to coach and kind of guy you can win with because he's the ultimate competitor, but also an unbelievable teammate.
For me, JB, what have you seen from him coming off the bench and providing that spark either on offense or just maybe a charge or something like that?
Yeah, I'm a big JB guy. I think he's special. And his second game today calms us down. He's doing a great job feeding the posts. He's a very, very good three-point shooter. Today he hit some threes. He's a solid player. I mean, he's played at the highest stage at Wichita State in championship basketball, and trust his remaining college career with us. I think he can impact the game in all sorts of ways. He's a guy that the stat sheet's going to be filled up each night, but he does so much more than the stat sheet. So I loved his demeanor tonight. I thought he was the key to the game in a lot of ways in the first half when we really separated.
With Namari, just his confidence, it seems like it's gotten up a little bit. I guess what have you seen from him from that first game to that second game to be that freshman to kind of step onto this court?
Yeah, I think Namari's doing great like all our other freshmen. I mean, he's just out there learning on the fly, right? He's had 25 practices under his belt, no scrimmages, no exhibitions. He's grinding in that film room. Tonight he gets some baskets, some assists, makes some plays on defense. But, I mean, he's got the world ahead of him in terms of basketball. It's the combination of his talent and his work ethic. And I say the same thing about Buzo and Vlad and Micah and Reek. I mean, we're proud of these freshmen and got a lot of confidence in them. I think, Namari's played big minutes in his first two college games, and he's done well.
Carlos, do you have one more? Let's go to Brandon.
Hey, Coach, just wondering about Terrence Shannon Jr. It looks like he's taken a big step, kind of played like a veteran out there tonight. What do you want to see from him next to take it to that next level?
Just want him to keep running his own race and having confidence in himself and all the work he puts in and be solid and steady. He's such an emotional guy. He cares. He's a winner. And I like when he has a little adversity just to kind of bounce back. That's been really noticeable this season, 2 games in. He's just maturing in front of us. I just want him to enjoy playing college basketball and be the player we all know he can be. He's a great teammate. Nobody wants to win more than TJ. Nobody cares more than TJ. And, I agree with you. I like it when he looks confident out there. And he's earned the right to be confident because nobody works harder.
With Clarence, what does he kind of have to do to maybe take a step forward? I know he kind of struggled tonight. Just kind of what do you think about him so far?
Yeah, just stay the course. I thought Clarence made some big plays in both of our first 2 games. Clarence has the ability to play different positions and do some things on offense or defense. One of the things that Clarence and I both are on the same page about is just decision making and just making sure that he makes the right play at the right time. But he's a guy that we have a lot of confidence in. He's worked really hard in practice. It's nice to see him get some game minutes here, be in the rotation these first 2 games. So I think Clarence has a chance to be a big part of this year's team.
Kyler, I guess in that first half, what made you all feel so locked in on defense? And I guess what was the message from Coach Beard for this contest?
That was the game plan to start off to be aggressive, stay in fire. And we knew they had a lot of good players, so we just wanted to lock in and key in on defense.
Terrence, with Mac playing so well, I guess what was it like just kind of being out there and knowing that obviously when you guys got him the ball, he was able to kind of be a very good, consistent scorer for you tonight?
We knew what we were getting into when Mac was coming. He was a scoring guard. He's trying to get his percentage as well, and he's doing well at that right now. So when he shoots it, we all just try to go crash, and we're happy for him scoring the ball well right now.
Last one for me, Kyler. I guess when you guys kind of see what you did on defense in that first half, I guess what does that kind of show that you can be later on throughout this regular season?
I feel like we can be the best defensive team in the nation. And I think that's our identity right now, as being aggressive and tough on defense.
All right, go to Jarrett.
Hey, Kyler. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. Hey, you seem, at least from my perspective, a lot calmer out there in your 3rd season. Is that the case, and what's allowed you to play that way?
Just a lot of hours in the film room, just studying what I did last year, and just being older and being more experienced, it slows down for me.
And then Terrence, it appears at least in the first two games, y'all are a little more up tempo. Obviously, does that suit your game? And is that the case? Are y'all making a concerted effort to kind of get on the break more?
Coach tells us when we get the rebound, just run, and I feel like we're doing a better job at that. It can be better, but yeah, I feel like it fits my tempo too. That's what he wants us to do, so it's working right now. So we'll keep going with it.
And this is for both of y'all. I guess starting with Kyler. Have y'all done any prep for Houston yet? I know you just finished a game, but these games are back to back. So, have you done any prep for Houston? And if so, does anything stand out?
We have not done any prep yet, so we're waiting for that. Probably later tonight or tomorrow. I mean, whatever the coaches say.
Thanks.
All right, Stephen with the Associated Press.
Connor, while you guys haven't done any prep yet, I mean, how big is it to kind of step into a game with a challenge like Houston? I mean, obviously you've waited for a long time to play. You played 2 times in 3 days and got a couple good wins, but stepping it up that quick come Sunday.
We know Houston's a great team. They're coached by a great coach, and we know their identity is offensive rebounding and just rebounding, being tough and physical. So I mean, we got to match their physicalness and toughness on Sunday.
And Terrence, after the long wait, just how has it been these first couple of games just to get back on the court and be a team together, even though it's a little bit different team than at the end of last year, but how good has it been to be out there?
It felt good. We've been practicing against each other for a long time, and we've been waiting to play against other teams. But yeah, it feels good overall, though.
Thanks, guys.
Carlos, you have another one?
Kyler, I guess just from your perspective, I guess what was working for Mac, and I guess what's allowed him to kind of find his rhythm so early, especially in that first half for y'all?
The motion got him open shots. We screened for him because we know he's one of the best shooters on the team, and and fast getting out on fast breaks. It opened up for his shots.
Terrence, I know you've always been a guy that gets rebounds, but what's it like to kind of just watch Marcus kind of do his work kind of under the basket?
That's what he does. He's a big body, and that's his role to rebound. It's our whole team role to rebound, but he's the best at that right now, and I'm looking for him to get a double-double every game.
Okay, we'll close.
That's what for me. I guess from me, I guess for both of y'all, what have you learned in these first 2 games?
You good? All right. What I learned, we're being very unselfish with each other, and I feel like we're more connected than ever as a group that just started playing together, and we can be better. We can get better every game.
Close it out. One more question for the players from Brandon.
So yeah, Kyler, you mentioned Houston offensive rebounding. How much does it help to have Marcos Santos Silva on your team, and this is kind of a difference maker that he is for
It helps a lot because he's a big presence, big body. I mean, and not so many people can just bully him. So I mean, it's just great to have him on our side instead of the opposing team.